I was teaching classes. I was a specialist, and I had the responsibility of teaching participants how to complete an employment application, how to fill out a resume, how to go on an interview. And it seemed as though I was successful at doing that. My challenge was asking individuals who had not been working over a period of time, in many cases never have worked or had not worked in over large periods of time, was to come prepared to class every day dressed for an interview, because I had employers who would call me on a daily basis, and they would ask if I had somebody that was prepared to start work as a receptionist or as a typist or a warehouse person, all of those very important jobs that would be available for those that were ready. What I noticed is that many of the participants came, of course, as best dressed as they possibly could, but in many instances, some of the individuals did not have any clothes to go on an interview. So at that point in time, I think division-wide we acknowledged that that was one of our greatest challenges. Fortunately enough, one of my colleagues ran across an article in the LA Times in the business section, and it was a small, probably a half page or a quarter of a page article on an organization called Close the Deal. And after reading the article and reading what things Close the Deal was looking for in a partnership to work with an agency, I contacted the founder at that point, and we set up a meeting, and she came to visit our site in El Monte, and that was our beginnings with Close the Deal.
I'm a grateful recovering addict. I came to Positive Steps in February to get help with my addiction and to get back on my feet, to start over.
I noticed that when I first got here, like say a month ago, I was like nearly overdosing and almost dead. But what really got me here was probably when my mom started crying. I mean, mama's boy, you know, you see your mom's crying, you know, I guess that's what broke me. It was hard at first, but I could truly say that this is kind of teaching me like how to be normal again. Because when you're on drugs and stuff like that, life doesn't seem real. Everything's like against you. Everybody's against you. You're against yourself. And here, when you're sober and you actually feel like you're human again, like a conversation is actually really a conversation. You feel like life is worth living.
My life prior to Positive Steps is I've been on the streets for 14 years. I was abandoned by my family, and I also abandoned my children. But I got caught up with police. I got raped in the process, and I got caught in a stolen car. They took me to jail for 4.5 months, and this is where I came up to meet Positive Steps.
I never had the confidence enough, like, you know, stuff like this makes me feel like, why did I ever tip that pipe? My biggest motivation would be growing up on the streets and now knowing how it feels to actually belong to something, and people like you and you guys, you know, people that show us that people do care, and somebody would show us the steps. Because people out there, some people don't, they go for help. Like, I'm speaking from experience. I've gone to places where I needed help. I started at 12, and they wouldn't help me because they thought I was on drugs and stuff like that. So what's the point? It's just a worthless piece of cause, you know?
I felt a little bit of self-esteem boost. I felt my ego was lifted, so to speak. It made me feel more professional. It made me feel like I'm presenting myself in a more professional manner.
If I could look like this and have a reason for living, like work, actually belonging to something, there's no reason to be depressed or feel like I need to take that hit or whatever. And I can bring a paycheck home, have a reason to wake up in the morning, not a reason to wake up and go,
I have a son, 4-month-old baby. He just turned 5 months today. And I'm learning to give to him, to provide for him, to love him. I have a mother of 5 children, and I never was there for my children before. And the center here, Positive Steps, after a transfer from Dignity Center for Women to Positive Steps. I learned to provide for my son, communicate with my children, go to church on every Sunday basis, how to shower, how to eat with the rest of the people, socialize. Basically, I have a better self-esteem of myself, better thoughts of how to work on my steps, on my recovery. I put him through daycare, and I can work on my recovery now. I'm just overall better sleeping, waking up earlier, taking my medication on time. I'm better. I'm awake during the day, where before I used to just fall asleep. And I'm planning to go back to work, maybe by taking their trade offering here and finishing my recovery. I'm hoping to go back to work and pursue my engineering career.
I wanted to grow spiritually, so I came here, and I'm doing that. I'm taking steps to live a better life when I leave here. I'm going to be seeking employment.
Now I know where to like stand. Okay, I'm here for the job. I'm going to give them the job. They don't have to know everything about me. And now I know how to come in looking good, feeling good, and actually, to tell you the truth, I really do feel good.